more cocktails. What?
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, right?
I never
Thirsty Thursdays.
Oh, it's Thirst Trap Thursday.
Thirst Trap Thursday. Yeah. Today we're going to be doing some winter warmers. This is the first round of winter warmers we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a two-part winter warmers. Next week I'll be doing winter warmers again. Tonight we're going to focus on the hot toddy, which, like the old fashioned, is considered one of the oldest cocktails. This is probably the oldest warm cocktail. It was mostly consumed during like the 1700s. Like that's when it started to get popular. It was around the 1700s. It's that old. It's what?
It's Irish.
It's Irish. I didn't know that.
It's Irish.
See, I didn't know that. So I'm going to be doing. Would you get that, please?
Hello.
Thank you. We're going to be doing 3 different toddies. And if you want to order any of these toddies, go to toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. We're going to be doing our standard hot toddy. I'm going to be doing a breakfast hot toddy, and then I'm going to be doing something called hot grog, which I'll explain when we get to the end. But it's still basically a toddy. Seems like Ellie wants one. Well, she's actually here, so I'll probably give her one. So we're going to start off with our standard hot toddy. 2 of these are going to have tea in them. 1 of them is not. The hot grog is not going to have tea in it. So I guess we can just get started. We'll start doing our hot toddy, which is made with Evan Williams honey. If you remember me talking about that from a couple episodes ago. If you like this cocktail, go onto the toasttab.com/castlebeverly.com, and you can order it. And I'll even make it for you during the stream. And also, don't forget to tip your bartender. My Venmo's right there in the corner at Stephen-Rubin. All right, so let's get started. We'll start off with simple syrup first. We're going to do about half an ounce of simple syrup, which is just sugar and water. You could even make it at home. You don't have to buy simple syrup. Just buy any granulated sugar, boil it in some water, and then keep it in the fridge. There we go. Just had to make sure the chat was up. All right. Then we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Evan Williams honey. Pour that right in, just like that. And it just kind of mixes up with the sugar right there. And then, like I said, we're going to be putting tea in this. So before I started, I grabbed some loose leaf. This is French lemon ginger. You can use any like green tea, or you could use black tea if you want to. This lemon ginger tea goes perfectly with this. So I'm just going to put that in there, and then I'm going to go over there and add some hot water. This is also supposed to get honey too. Let's put like half an ounce of honey and just dump it right in. There we go. Honey. Half an ounce of honey. Forgot to put that in there too. All right. All right, and there's the first hot toddy, and you can see the honey kind of collected at the bottom there. I can grab a couple of drink stirrers and just mix up that honey. Just make sure everything is consistent, unless you want it to sit at the bottom. It'll dissolve either way. This just makes it quicker. And while that steeps, I can start doing the other toddy, the next toddy we're going to do, which is going to be I forgot one more thing. We're also going to add a lemon twist. So I'm just going to shave off the skin, just like I did with the old fashions. Just want a nice lemon swath going right across, and you're going to express it over to squeeze those oils into the drink. Get it around the rim like that, and then you can just put that right in. There you go. So that's the first toddy. So the next toddy we're going to do is a breakfast toddy, which is just a variation on our toddy that I came up with this morning. So instead I'm going to be using the sapling maple, which I already talked about this too. This is probably one of my favorite whiskeys that we have here. If you want me to make you one of these breakfast toddies, go to the toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com and just type in breakfast or breakfast toddy. When you click hot toddy in the notes, just write breakfast or maple toddy. Doesn't matter. All right. So let's get started on this guy. So we're going to start off with half an ounce of maple syrup. There we go. Overshot a little bit. There. Half an ounce of maple syrup. Ounce and a half of sapling maple. Casey's currently texting the chat, even though she's right there. That's why I'm looking away. Don't mind me. All right, so we're going to take our maple bourbon and put that right there. A breakfast Jim Beam. I don't know what that is. You could make this with Jim Beam. Jim Beam would be an excellent whiskey to put in this. This one isn't as spirit forward as an old fashioned is, so I mean, obviously you can put whatever you want. If you want to put your really expensive glass of scotch in this, go right ahead. No judgment, obviously. But if you're kind of conscious, if you're kind of self-conscious about that, or if you're kind of scared about using your expensive whiskey in a toddy, I wouldn't recommend it. But so yeah, Jim Beam would work. Evan Williams would work. But sapling and maple syrup you can't go wrong with. All right. So in this one, I used a French lemon ginger tea. I'm going to use English breakfast for this one. I haven't tried this yet. I just kind of thought about what would go well together, and I think this will. So I'm going to go fill this up with hot water. Put that right in there, and just like with the honey, it kind of collected at the bottom, so I'm just going to give a little stir to make sure that dissolves and gets all up in there. Well, you can put Jim Beam in whatever you want. Jim Beam would be a really good whiskey for a toddy. Irish whiskey goes really well in a toddy too, apparently, because apparently it's Irish, but makes sense. Okay, and then there's the breakfast toddy. And now I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the lemon, but I'm gonna add a orange twist. So just carve off a little bit of the rind. And then we're going to express that over the top of the drink. You can kind of see the oil shoot off. I don't do this for no reason. You can see the oil actually shoot off the twist. You can also hear it too. It just makes like a little sound. Twist it over. Get around the rim like that. And then just like that, you put it in there too. And there you go. There's the breakfast toddy. So if you want to order the breakfast toddy or the hot toddy, if you want to order the hot toddy, go to thecastlebeverly.com or toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com and just type in hot toddy and send it this way, and I'll make it for you. If you want the breakfast toddy, just do the same thing. Type in hit hot toddy, and then type in maple toddy in the notes. Thank you. If you want one, you should. I'll give you one if you want one. I can't wait to try them. I've actually never had. I've had a hot toddy. I haven't had this one yet. So I haven't had our hot toddy though. I haven't had it with the tea in it. So can't wait to try it. Okay, this one I'm really excited about. Our third toddy. We're going to do a hot grog, which is basically like grog is basically just rum and water with a little bit of lime juice in it. Which that comes from like sailors, they would need to purify their water, and they would use rum to purify the water. So it wasn't really meant to get drunk. It was meant to just have clean water to drink. If they wanted clean water to drink, they would just put rum in it, and then they would put citrus like lime or lemon in it to stave off scurvy. This is just a heated up version of that. Except I am going to add a little bit more. Yeah. So I'm going to rinse this out just because it has maple syrup in there, and I don't want the maple in here.
So it's supposed to be a yeah.
Oh, good to know.
Alcohol. That's well, because the lime, lemon, there's that your sign the honey soothes your throat.
Yeah.
And whiskey does both.
The whiskey also clears out your sinuses.
Yeah.
In case you can't hear Blake and Casey, they're telling me that this was used as a cure for the common cold, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah. Whiskey, honey, and hot water. Okay. So I needed to clean that out just to get the maple syrup out of there. Let me move these out of the way. And I'm just going to use simple syrup. I'm not going to use honey or maple. I'll just put a little bit of half an ounce of simple. And if you want to order this on the Toast tab, do the same thing. Just hit the hot toddy button, and then in the notes type hot grog or the rum one. Doesn't really matter. So if you want to order any of these, thetostab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. And don't forget to tip your bartender. I've done those right there in the corner. Okay. And then instead of using whiskey, we're going to use rum. I'm going to use Rumson's spiced rum, which is a very good rum. You could also use Kraken, which is one of my personal favorites. Or you could just use any dark or light rum. Doesn't really matter. There's really no mistaking with rum. You just got to find the one you like and use that, even with quality. So, 1.5 ounces of rum. And then I'm not going to put tea in this one. It's only going to be rum, simple syrup, and hot water. Toasttab.com/the. Thank you. Thank you, Rin, for posting the link. The link that Rin just posted in the Facebook chat, click that link and it'll take you right to the menu. If you want to order the hot toddy, you can just click the button hot toddy and I'll make it for you. And if you want either of these specialty toddies, just type it in the notes and I'll know what you want. Okay. And then instead of doing a lemon or an orange, I'm going to use a lime twist. Hope you don't mind the Christmas music playing in the background. I feel like it's appropriate. I was originally going to do mocktails for this live stream, but considering we're in the middle of a snowstorm, we're not doing this sober. And also, winter warmers are really good for a snowstorm, so I figured that'll be good. So express that over the top. You can kind of see how there's a sheen on there. That's the oils coming out. Give a little twist around the rim, and then this one you can just kind of float on top. That'll just kind of sink. So those are our 3 toddies. We have our hot toddy, our standard hot toddy with French lemon ginger tea. We have our breakfast toddy, which is a variation on this one, but instead I used maple whiskey, maple syrup, and English breakfast tea. And instead of garnishing it with a lemon, I garnished it with an orange. And then right here we have our hot grog, which instead of using whiskey, I used rum, and I didn't add tea to it. And I garnished it with a lime. So if you want to order any of these, click the link that Red put out. I can actually put the caption back on. toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about? If you guys have any questions about these cocktails, I can definitely answer them for you. I mean, I haven't tasted them yet, so I guess I should probably do that and tell you what I think. At the end. Oh. You got food.
I got it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, why did I say thank you? You got this. I don't need to help you. It's fine. All right. So we'll start off with this guy. I'm just gonna mix the tea up a little bit, so that way everything is. Okay. So this is our hot toddy. I'll move these out of the way. Let's do it in order. It smells like a cure for a cold. It just kind of reminds me of sick days when I smell it, just because of the smell of the honey and the lemon. Not like obvious. Vicks Vapor Rub probably isn't. Definitely not Vicks Vapor Rub, but there's like a honey lemon thing that you would like. Hall's cough drops. That's what I'm thinking of. It smells like a Hall's cough drop, but like a tasty one. Yeah, if that makes sense. So. That's really good. I'm not one for sweet cocktails. This isn't overly sweet, but the honey is like the first thing you notice. And yeah, the French lemon ginger goes really well with it too. It's just balanced. It's very cozy. Yeah, if you're a tea drinker and you want to mix tea with your cocktails, this would be the one to do it with. It's really good. Unfortunately, it did cool down a little bit while I was making the other cocktails, but yeah, all I can taste is honey and lemon. So if you want to order this, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com, and just type in, hit the hot toddy button on it for you. So I guess we should move on to the breakfast toddy, which I feel like I'm going to like this one a lot, just because I love those breakfasty flavors. I'm really curious to see how the orange plays in it. So let's find it. And then mix it up a little bit.
Alexa, 3-minute timer. Starting now.
It's definitely a darker, clearer color. I think the haziness is coming from the honey. I think the reason why this is so clear is because I use a filtered maple syrup. Used a filtered maple syrup. So, all right, let's try it. This is just breakfast. Yeah. If you're looking for like kind of like a brunch cocktail, like a mimosa or something, this would go really well in like the mid to like the late morning, early afternoon. If you're having brunch with your friends and you want it, this would go really well with pancakes. I mean, it's maple, so obviously it would. But yeah, if you had this with like pancakes or French toast or something, might not even need to have maple syrup with those. With waffles, oh my god! I think I put a little too much maple in there. I mean, that's just me putting too much maple in there. Obviously, you don't have to follow the proportions that I give out. If you like it less sweet, obviously put less syrup in it. If you like it more sweet, put as much syrup in it as you want. I think I made this a little too sweet. I did accidentally over pour with the maple syrup a little bit, and this also already has maple syrup in it. I could probably go without putting sweetener in there, at least for me. But aside from that, like objectively speaking about like the flavors, it's really good, and yeah, it's just got a really cozy flavor. This would be good for like a nightcap, I think, actually. Yeah. Okay. This one I'm very excited to try just because I've never had anything like it. I've never even had grog. I like rum. I'm not too crazy about spiced rum, but sure, we'll try it. All right. So this is the hot grog. And again, if you want to order this, toasttab.com/thecastlebeverly.com, click the hot toddy button and type in hot grog. So let's give it a try. All you can smell is the rum, which that just has a nice toasty smell from the spices. I don't know if it says what kind of spices are put in it, but as far as the sweetness level goes, that one's my favorite. Just because I only put simple syrup in there, and then other than that, it's just water and rum. I can't really get the lime in there. I lied. Yeah, I can. The lime flavor, the flavor from the lime peel is really subtle. You can kind of get it. You can probably get away with putting some lime juice in there. Let's try it. I'm just gonna cut a little wedge of lime up. Don't mind me. Not a lot of lime juice, but I think it'll be enough to just add a little bit more flavor to it. Yeah. Yeah, that I think that's different. The difference between this and like this, between these three, the difference between this and these two is night and day. It's still definitely like that cozy feeling, but I would drink that on like a cool summer night versus these on like a winter morning or a winter evening, afternoon, whatever. These feel more cozy and warm. This one feels just warm. I'm sitting by a campfire drinking this outside in the summer, and these guys, I'm sitting by a fireplace reading a book. You could also probably get away with putting cinnamon in one of these, which I think would be really good too. I didn't even think about that. Maybe I'll try that later. But yeah, I think out of the three, if I put this in ascending versus to descending order, I gotta try them again. The more that the lime sits in there, the more the lime flavor I get, and the less subtle it gets. It's really good. I think going this way from favorite to least favorite. This one's my favorite. This one's my second favorite. This one's my least favorite. Just because I think I put too much syrup in them. If you guys want to order any of these cocktails, the link is right there at the corner of the screen. Also, Rin did put it in the chat, so just go right in. And yeah, we got the normal toddy right here. Just hit the button hot toddy. If you want the hot grog, just type that in the notes after you click the button. Say hot grog, rum, toddy, doesn't matter which. And then if you want the breakfast toddy, same deal. Just hit the button and write breakfast toddy. And if you try any of these, feel free to tell us what your favorite was. And if you want to order any of them now, I can definitely make it for you right now. So yeah, those are our 3 toddies. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a good night. And yeah, again, if you order any of these, tell me what you think. Thank you.